Yes, my shelf is still falling down. No, I have not fixed it yet. I should probably do that, but for now, that's what we're dealing with. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Heather. If you have seen me before, then you already know that my name is Heather, so welcome back. So a while back when I did a different video and I asked you guys for questions on Instagram, I got a lot of questions about what it was like being a feminine lesbian or femme lesbian. So today I wanted to dedicate this whole video to be a Q&A about being a femme lesbian. So I asked you guys for questions on Instagram and I picked some of the most common ones or some of the ones that I thought were the best and what you guys would want to hear, and I'm going to answer those today. There are quite a few, so I'm going to try to go as quickly as I can so that I can get as many as I can into this video. So without further ado, let's get started. So first off, yes, I am a lesbian. If you've never seen me before, now you know. You can pretty much tell from looking at my entire channel though, because that's what I do videos on mostly. And if you're looking at me, you can probably tell that I'm feminine. So that is why I'm doing this video. And I also first just want to define a femme lesbian because I got a few questions about that. And to me, or to my understanding, a femme lesbian is just a lesbian who presents more femininely or who looks more like the stereotypical straight girl. That's sort of how I understand it. But obviously everyone has their own definition of it, and there's probably a better one out there. If I can find a definition on the internet, I will insert it right here. So the first question is, what is the dumbest question that you get asked? And I would have to say that would be, are you sure that you're gay? Because obviously I know myself, but coming out as a femme lesbian, a lot of the times people will be confused and be like, are you sure you are? And that's just sort of irritating because obviously I know myself and I wouldn't be coming out and saying that I'm gay if I wasn't. So that's probably the most annoying question or the dumbest question that I get asked about my sexuality. The next question is asking if Eli and I often get asked who the man in the relationship is. And we haven't really had this in person, which is good, which we're thankful for, but definitely in the comments of our videos we've gotten this a lot of the times, especially in our first video because that one has the most views and the most people being attracted to it and watching it. So yes, we've definitely been asked this, and this is frustrating not just for feminine lesbian couples but for any lesbian couples. It's frustrating because obviously there isn't a man in the relationship. That's the whole point of being in a lesbian relationship. But I definitely think that this question is asked more for feminine lesbians. And yes, we definitely have been asked that before, and it's very frustrating. The next question is if I get hit on by guys a lot, and I wouldn't say so just because I don't really put myself into a position to be hit on. I definitely have had people on Tumblr and Instagram that have DM'd me and tried to hit on me, which is a bit confusing considering my entire Instagram page is basically a fan account for my girlfriend, and I also have a pride flag in my bio, so it's like, how do you not get that I'm gay? But I just sort of tell them that obviously I'm not interested. The only time I've been hit on by a guy in person was when I first got to university and I was out grocery shopping, and I just sort of said thank you and got on my way just because I thought it wasn't really getting deep enough into it for me to come out and tell him that I was gay, though I do wish that I did now. But sometimes when you're put in the situation, you're just thrown off a little bit and you don't really know what to say. But if that happened again, I would definitely try to tell him that I'm gay and obviously taken. So that's the only time I've ever been hit on in person by a guy. The next question is, before you came out, did everyone think that you were straight? And I would say yes. I talked to my friends about this after I came out, and none of them had any inclination that I was gay. That's just because I'm not presenting in a way that is stereotypically gay or lesbian, which is frustrating, but I didn't really take that to heart or anything. But no, people didn't really suspect that I was before I came out to them. The next question is asking if I ever thought that I was bisexual, and yes, I was definitely confused by this. I talk about this a lot in my How I Knew That I Was Gay video, which I will put up here. But I think it's just confusing, especially for feminine lesbians, because you're seeing what a lesbian is supposed to look like in the media, and then you realize that that's not what you look like, and that's not how you like to present, so it's confusing, and you wonder if you're able to identify as a lesbian if you don't look like that, but obviously you can, and that's just something that you have to realize for yourself, that lesbians don't look a certain way no matter what the media is presenting to you. The next question is asking, how do you deal with the pressure to look a certain way? And I've known of a lot of feminine lesbians who have felt like they have to change the way that they dress or the way that they present themselves in order to be valid and to identify as a lesbian. Kate Austin made a really good video. It's also a Q&A like this one where she talked about being a feminine lesbian, and I will link that down below because I think that video is really good too if you want more videos similar to this one. But I personally never tried to change the way I dressed because I had role models like Kate Austin and Cammie Scott and other feminine lesbians to look up to, but it is hard for everyone around you to be sort of implying that you aren't valid if you're a feminine lesbian and you're dressing a certain way and wearing makeup. So it can be hard to sort of combat that in your own mind, but you just sort of have to realize that the way you dress does not correlate at all with who you're sexually attracted to. So that can be a hard thing to get over, but you just need to sort of realize that that's true and not let other people's opinions of the way that you dress affect how you feel about yourself and how you identify. The next question is asking if all femme lesbians are bottoms, and if you think about this, since both Aliyah and I are femme lesbians, we can't both be bottoms. So the answer to that would be no. I don't think that the way you present yourself correlates with your dominance in that sort of way. The next question is asking if people ever think that I'm faking my sexuality or that I'm just confused, and I would definitely say yes. Again, in my real personal life, I haven't really had anyone that suggested this, which I'm really lucky for because that just shows that people are evolving and understanding it more. But online and on my YouTube channel, I've definitely gotten comments suggesting this, and that's just frustrating because like I said earlier in this video, I know myself and I know that how I'm identifying is correct, and just because I present in a more feminine way shouldn't mean that I'm being invalidated for the way that I identify. The next question is asking how to deal with guys who like you and don't believe that you're actually gay. And I think that the best thing that you can do in this situation is try to educate them and help them understand that just because you like to dress a certain way doesn't mean that you're automatically straight, and hopefully they'll understand this and understand that you're obviously not interested in them if you try to be nice and educate them, but obviously sometimes this isn't the case and you just sort of have to give up if people aren't willing to understand and be kind to you. There's no point in putting your effort into educating them. The next question is asking if I correct people when they assume that I'm straight, and I try to do this as much as possible, but like I said earlier, sometimes if it's thrown at me and I'm caught off guard, I don't, because I am a shy person, and like I said in my last video, it is hard to gain confidence in that, and I'm still working on it every day, even though I've been out for 2 years. So I try my best to correct people, but sometimes if I don't feel safe or I just feel uncomfortable in the situation, then I will just let it slide. The next question is asking, how do you let other people know that you are gay when you are a feminine lesbian? And as much as this sucks, I feel like the best way to do it is to just tell them. I mean, you can try to hint at it, but like I say to anyone that approaches me about this, the only way that you can really know that someone else is gay, or for the only way that other people will know that you are, is to tell them, because you don't really want people assuming that you're straight or assuming anything about you. So I feel like the best way is to just tell them, unfortunately. The next question is asking if I think that people are more heteronormative towards me because they can't tell that I'm gay, and I would say yes, 1000%. And I think that can be a privilege to me in certain situations when people can't tell that I'm gay and that they just assume that I'm straight. And it also is sucky sometimes because I want people to be able to know my identity, but because of the way that I look, it's not obvious to them, I guess. But yes, I think that that's just sort of a win-lose situation in some ways. And the final question is, what does it mean to you to be a femme lesbian? And to me, it means that I am a badass girl who likes girls, who just happens to dress in a more feminine way. And I don't think that that should make me be perceived differently than anyone else in the lesbian community or the LGBTQ+ community in general. All right, that is all of the questions that I am going to be answering today. I am sorry if I didn't get to your question that you asked. Like I said, I just tried to answer the most common ones, or the ones that I thought would be the most informative. But if you have another question that I didn't get to, please leave it down below and I will happily answer that for you guys down in the comments. Also, if you have any other video requests that you guys want to see from me, you can also leave those down below, because I like to make videos that you guys want to see, so that is very helpful for me. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week for another one. Bye guys.